Thank you, Ollie. Ollie's obviously introduced me. I am Helen, and I am the very proud mother of the bride. Oh, God. And I am delighted to welcome you all here and to be surrounded by all our family and our friends to celebrate this wonderful day, the marriage of James and Alex. Now, let's take a brief journey through time. After years of searching, and yes, kissing a fair share of frogs, Alex has found her Prince Charming. And it has been quite the adventure. From the moment Alex entered this world, a feisty bundle of energy, to the spirited child she became, and now standing before us, still just as fiery. Just ask James. One memory stands out vividly. Alex, at the age of 8, decided to put on a spectacular show during Mother's Day lunch. We were out. Amidst my attempts at parental discipline, I reasoned with her, I remonstrated with her, and ran through the moral of the story. Congratulating myself on my parental skills, I looked to Alex for some sign of remorse. No, not our Alex. Hands on hip, inquiring, "Have you finished?" And with a flourish, left me to return to the restaurant, leaving me open-mouthed and speechless. I blame it on the red hair. But after all, this is Alex. I reached out to Rebecca, Alex's sister, and her numerous friends to gather some insights. The response was overwhelming. Loyal, thoughtful, protective, generous, funny, charismatic, and yes, a tad bossy at times. And I've no idea where she gets that from. But above all, Alex is endlessly supportive, and her hugs, they are simply unmatched. Let us now turn our attention to the main man, James. 3 years ago, he arrived into Alex's life, and I can say with absolute certainty that he has been the best thing to happen to her. And I'm sure the same can be said for James. Together, they are a formidable team, and yet they maintain their independence. Oops, sorry. Take that. James, with his feet planted firmly on the ground, brings a myriad of talents to the table. From mastering his beloved Traeger, that's a barbecue to you and I, taming spreadsheets, an enthusiastic golfer, and his legendary lawn. You'll have to talk to James about that one. But perhaps his most notable talent is his fine execution of the roly-poly, which he loves to demonstrate at every special occasion. What I was going to say was I was confident we would see one later. James, we as a family are overjoyed to welcome you to the fold. Now, as I approach the end of this journey, allow me to share a few words of wisdom on the art of marriage. Some may argue that my track record, 2 marriages under my belt, disqualifies me from offering advice. However, I'd like to think that the experience has bestowed upon me a unique perspective. Alex and James, remember this. A successful marriage isn't about avoiding the rough patches, but rather navigating them together, hand in hand, with love as your compass. A successful marriage requires you falling in love many times, but always with the same person. Before I bid you farewell, I must mention Alex's grandmother, Jill. She would have adored James and been bursting with pride at the remarkable woman Alex has become. So, in the spirit of endings and new beginnings, it seems fitting that I end this speech using my mother's words that have been used many times before. If you want to be seen, stand up. If you want to be heard, speak out. But if you want to be appreciated, shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to raise your glasses.
Evening.
Mrs. Parson!
Mrs. Parson. I want to first of all just say what a vision this all is. Like, wow. And I'm sorry about the bloody wait, guys. I know some of you waited for this day for quite a while. But as I look around you all here today, I'm sure you'll agree it was worth the wait. Now, I know it's not conventional for a bride to give a speech. Well, hell, it's 2024 already. And anyone who knows me knows I love a speech, and, well, to be honest, I didn't want to disappoint you. So, I know James is going to continue to do a few more thank yous after me, but I wanted to do a few personal ones of my own. Firstly, I want to thank all of you for being here today. It's not often you get all your favourite people in one room, and I will cherish this site for a really long time. You all look Poppy, I cover your ears. My gorgeous bridal party, and ladies and girls, you all look amazing, and thank you for being by my side today. To my wonderful family, and my extended family, who stretch all around the world, thank you for all the love, support, and helping me navigate this funny thing we call life. I am, because of all of you. To my Tatton Browns and my Rowlandses for helping me start my adult life in London, which is now 16 years this year. And without you, I would not have been able to do it. It's been quite the ride. A few calls, well, we won't go into that. Q, you're retired from the police now, but he had to get me out of a few things, but we won't go into that. He doesn't have to do that now. Like I said, it's been quite the ride, but thank you to all of you for being a part of it. You literally mean the world to me, and I hope you know that. To my godfather, Tim, where are you? Who is quite frankly the best godfather that there ever lived. Thank you for always being here. You've never missed a milestone, and I'm so blessed to have you. And my parents picked a diamond when they asked you for the job. To my dad and Ursula, I love you both so much. Ursula, you came into our lives 8 years ago, and we've been truly blessed ever since, so thank you. And thank you for taking on the strands, because I know we can be massively overwhelming at times. So kudos to you, girl. We love you. Dad, thanks for walking me down the aisle today. It was a truly special moment for both of us. You and I are kindred spirits, and we're very alike. We look nothing alike, but we're very alike. That's Rebecca's job. She looks a spitting image of you. But I get my sense of humour from you, and I think we're both hilarious. Even if people don't get what we're laughing at, It never really matters, does it? It never really matters. We have a good time, don't we, when we're together? I can't imagine what today's been like through your eyes, but I just hope I've made you proud. To my darling sister, I love you dearly. I'd like to say that siblings are the best friends that you're lucky enough to grow up with. They're there for every occasion, every milestone, every embarrassing moment. It compromises love, strife, competition, but ultimately forever friends. And I'm lucky to have you as mine. And I want to thank you for being my biggest cheerleader. And to Becca and Matt for giving me the greatest gift in my two beautiful nieces, who I absolutely adore. Kiki and Poppy, you did so amazing today. Give yourselves a wave. You did so amazing today, alongside my two new nieces, Annabelle and Eva. Give yourselves a stand up and a wave, because you did amazing too as well. Now this one's going to be a tough one, so let me have a breath. To my wonderful mum, there is so much to say about this amazing woman. She never stops, she's loyal, she's warm, she's kind, she can be savage, and she's everything you would want from a mother. I just want to say, Mum, thanks for the support, the love, advice, the endless calls, from the silly things to the big things. You've never left my side, and I love you to the moon and back. Thank you for those beautiful words today. And as you said to me when James and I got engaged, you can now die happy. She's absolutely fine. I just want to caveat that. She's not ill. She's very happy. To my amazing friends, what a journey we've all been on. Together we've had countless memories, laughter, tears, questionable outfits, questionable decisions at times. You are the family that we get to choose, and I'm so lucky to have the most incredible friendships. You're a constant guidance, and you are the soul sisters and brothers of my life. We haven't always got it right, but when the chips are down, we bring each other back up, and when the chips are up, we go fucking wild for each other. And I love that, and I love that, and I love you all so much. To James's family and friends, thank you for being so welcoming and bringing me into the fold with such open arms. And I just want you to know I'm so excited about my next chapter as a parson. So thank you. Yay! And finally, on to the main man in the room. My husband, Mr. James Parsons. Oh, I don't even know where to begin, James. The last 3 years have been truly amazing. You are my best friend, the calmness to my storm. And as I said to you when we first met, you'll never be bored, but maybe always exhausted. You are one of the most loyal, kind, and generous people I've ever met. You're always happy to help and get involved. You're loved by so many, and I'm so lucky I get to do life with you. I remember when we got engaged, and we met your friend Sean, who sat right next to him, and he greeted me with a massive hug, and he said, "You do know this is for life, don't you?" Yes, Sean, I do, and this is one decision I will happily take into every universe. Thank you for loving me for who I am, and you love me like my friends and my family do, unconditionally. We bring out the best in each other. We never pretend to be perfect, and we're always open to doing better. But I want to promise you today that I will always be your biggest cheerleader. I will always be there if you ever feel alone or hopeless, and I will be the light to the dark that we may encounter along life's way. Or if you need help on deciding what to have for dinner when I say it's your turn. I genuinely feel like the luckiest girl in the world today, and you were definitely worth the wait. So, let's keep laughing our way through life. It's done us no harm so far. I love you so much, and I would like everyone to stand and raise a glass to my main man, the fixer, the lover of a good roly-poly, the man who has many a nickname, but to me is simply James. To James.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, on behalf of my wife and I, let me start off by saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for being here today to celebrate this day with us today in this fantastic venue. Grant, very thank you. Earlier in the ceremony, my sister Laura stood up and did a reading. That reading was titled, "This Day I Married My Best Friend." And I stand here before you all today as the happiest and luckiest person in the world, because today I truly did marry my best friend. She's much more than that as well. She's my soulmate, my partner, my adventure, the love of my life, Alex. Alex, you look absolutely amazing today, and I knew you would. I didn't think I was going to cry that much, but no one saw, right? No one saw that bit. From the moment we met back on the South Bank in 2021, it was clear our connection was undeniable. From the moment I walked up to you and you uttered those really romantic first words, "I've had a COVID test," I knew then I'd found someone truly special. I remember our first date like it was yesterday. The way you smiled at me, the way we talked like we'd known each other for a lifetime. As we walked down the river, hand in hand. Well, beers in one hand. Had to have a few, didn't we? It was clear that we'd found something extraordinary. And on that note, I think it's a good moment to say thank you to the bridesmaids, because there's a special thank you coming. So I want to thank the flower girls. Alex just thanked them. Thank you to Annabelle, Eva, Kiki and Poppy. You all looked absolutely wonderful today, and thank you for everything. And the big ones themselves, Rebecca, who's turned up today with a broken arm and done a sterling job, so thank you, Rebecca. To Claire, a big thank you. You've kept Alex very sane for the last 11 months, so thank you. And then a thank you to Miss Anna Habb, who, as a few of you do know, without Anna, we may not be here today. As it was Anna who saw just how strapping I looked in a tuxedo. They're her words, not mine. She said that. She was the one who told Alex just how much she'd be missing out if she turned down a hunk like me. But in seriousness, Anna, you gave Alex the confidence to say yes and to allow this relationship to start. And you've been a fantastic friend to her over the past 9 years. 9 years, yeah. Thank you. Also, there's another special thank you to the pseudo bridesmaid of the day, Miss Lauren McCutcheon over here. Yeah. Lauren has been an absolute star, not just today, but since we got engaged. From the moment we got engaged, first one through the door to congratulate Alex. She's done so much. Lauren, thank you for keeping Alex so happy over the last 11 months. She's been the star. So my first of many toasts, can I ask you all to please raise a glass to the bridesmaids? Thank you. And then on to Alex's family. Here. Helen, you've truly made me feel a part of the family from the moment I met you. And thank you ever so much for your kind words a minute ago. That was, you didn't have to diss the door long, but otherwise. But thank you for your kind words. And thank you for everything you do for Alex. You're always there for her, and you give her such support. And without you, she wouldn't be who she is. So thank you, Helen. Over the road to Bruce and Ursula. Thank you very much as well. You made me feel very welcome and very accepted from the moment I walked through your door in Belfast 2.5, 3 years ago, and thank you for everything you've done. And also, Bruce, special shout out for surviving the stag do. I didn't think you were going to do it, but you did. There's a good show in there. But I'd like to thank all three of you for allowing me Alex's hand in marriage, and I promise to you that I will keep her happy and smiling for the rest of the days. Thank you. On to my family. Ooh, here we go. Mum, Dad and my clans sat over there. Thanks for the joke, Mason, it was terrific. Mum and Dad, without the support you've given me in the last 36 years, I would not be able to be stood here in front of everyone, the man I am. You really have done everything for me, and thank you for everything. To my siblings, Adam, Amy, Laura, thanks for being the best big brother and best big sisters I could ask for growing up. Well, most of the time, because one of you got me drunk on Grandad's wine when I was 7, and none of you have ever admitted it, and Mum sent me to school with a hangover, which was terrible, and I blame you all. But in all seriousness, we've shared a lot of fun and laughter over the years, and I'm looking forward to carrying that on with my new teammate. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I could ask you to raise your glasses for a second time as we toast to the families. Thank you. Also, a big thank you to all of my friends who are here, dotted around the room. Not you, Dave. No, not you. Thank you to everyone else for everything you've done. Different parts of my life, you've all been there for me whenever I needed you. And thanks to Alex's friends, dotted again everywhere. Having met you in the last 3 years, you've all made me feel so welcome and so accepted. So thank you all. It really is a privilege to have you all here sitting in front of me today. Thank you. Helen referenced it earlier, but there are also, of course, some people who are unable to share this day with us. But we know would have loved to have been here. Whether they are absent due to distance, circumstances, or because they have left this world. Their presence in our hearts and memories makes them a part of this special occasion. So can I please ask you raise your glasses and join me in toasting absent friends. Here's to the lasting impact on our lives and the cherished memories that we all hold dear. Absent friends. Ooh, this one's going to be tricky. Alex, you are my rock, my inspiration, and my greatest joy. I promise to cherish you, to support you, and to love you unconditionally. I promise to laugh with you in times of joy and comfort you in times of sorrow. I promise to be your partner and your teammate in every sense of the word. To stand by you for thick and thin, and always strive to be the best person you deserve. Here's to our love, our journey, and the countless adventures that await us. May our days be filled with laughter, our nights with warmth, and our lives with an unbreakable bond. I love you more than words can express, but it's definitely more than to the moon and back again. I really am so incredibly excited to spend the rest of my life with you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of my speech. So may I please ask you to be upstanding. Please raise a glass for one more pledge in toasting to my beautiful bride, Alex, and to a lifetime of happiness, love, and endless possibilities. To Alex, us, and to everlasting love. Cheers all!
Did you know? I just wanted to say thank you all for coming here. Because, do you know why? I feel it was so special when you all came here.
some of that.
How do you top that?
Yeah, follow that. Thanks, Mason. Brilliant.
I think you were done, mate.
Yeah. Can we call that the best man's speech? Deal? Hello, everyone. So I'm here to speak to you, and I'm very thrilled about doing it. But I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty nervous, so be gentle. It doesn't help, there's more cameras here than there was at the Olympic ceremony yesterday. And, ironically, more trains. So let me start by introducing myself to those of you who don't know me. I'm James's big brother. I'm the older, wiser and less hairy of the siblings. If you think Danny DeVito to his Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Prince William to Prince Harry, or Venus to Serena, that's me. Now, I'm not going to speak for very long, so don't worry, because of my throat. It's not sore, but I heard Alex say she'd throttle it if I went on for more than 10 minutes, so 10-minute countdown if anyone's timing. So let me first say thank you to the other speakers. It's some act to follow Helen, that was something else. Alex, really warm. James, you did all right. And Mason, flipping it, you left me nothing. Thanks, mate. And I'd also like to thank James and Alex on behalf of the bridesmaids and the flower girls for their thoughtful gifts and for them being part of your special day. I'm trying not to have anyone behind me, it's a bit weird. And on behalf of myself and everyone else here, I want to offer my own congratulations to James and Alex. So far it's been a fantastic day, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of everyone here when I say it's been a real privilege to be a part of it. Genuinely one of the proudest moments of my life when you asked me to be your best man, and something I'll always treasure. So I just want to say a couple of things about Alex. Firstly, how beautiful she looks today. And also what a fantastic job she's done in organising all of this. I know James has helped a bit. He told me he trialled the wine. But Alex, this has just been fantastic, so it's just brilliant. Now, we all first met Alex, and she was sort of dropped in the deep end because we had a family weekend away in North Devon in some caravans. And Alex came along, and if you don't know us, there's quite a lot of us, 13, not including James, and she just jumped straight into it. She was straight in, and we fell in love with her immediately, and it was like she'd always been there. Alex is warm, thoughtful, funny, what does it say, Alex? Gregarious, is that what yeah, gregarious. Yeah, got it. In all seriousness, welcome to the family. My wife told me that you recently told her when you were discussing your wedding, I can't wait for your lot to be my lot. Now, careful what you wish for, but like it or not, we are your lot now, so welcome to the family. Now, what's clear to everyone here is that you and James are made for each other, and I've never seen him happier, and you've definitely changed him for the better. He's much more organised. He owns an iron. True story this, I stayed with him when he lived on his own, because I had work in London, and I got up the next morning and I said, can I borrow your iron? He said, oh, I haven't bought one yet, I not got around to it. He'd been in that flat 14 months. True story, doesn't own an iron. And, as Helen said, he's even into his cooking now. Now, before he met Alex, his idea of fine dining was upgrading to a footlong. And his idea of cooking was adding ketchup to the Deliveroo. But now he's cooking turkey on the Traeger and making Brussels sprout coleslaw, so we're all for it. As I said, you've changed it for the better and you make a wonderful team. I'm going to give you one bit of advice, and I know you don't need it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, and that is just treat James like a puppy. Lots of exercise, plenty of affection, 3 meals a day, and a fairly loose lead. And if he poos on the carpet, you make him sleep in the garden. Now moving on to James, what can I say about my little brother? Tradition has it I'm supposed to tell you a few stories to ridicule and embarrass him, and I am a traditionalist, but I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I tried to come up with this idea, and I wanted to tell you some stories that particularly Alex wouldn't have known, so I've come up with this idea. Now anyone who knows James, he's a big New Orleans Saints fan in the American football, but he got a bit of stick once because he was seen wearing a rival team's t-shirt, and everyone questioned whether he's a true saint. So what I thought we'd do is we'd put it to the test, and you guys can all help decide whether James is a saint or actually Alex has married a sinner. Now Alex, disclaimer, it doesn't matter because it is legally binding, I checked with the registrar, but we're going to go for it anyway. So I'm going to tell you 3 stories about James which I'm hopeful, confident Alex won't know, and you guys are going to decide whether he's a saint or a sinner. So I handed out some envelopes to some of you earlier and asked you not to open them. If you can open them now, I'm going to tell you these stories and you're going to show Alex whether you think James is a saint or a sinner, and as you'll see, it's gold for saint and red for sinner. So the first story I'm going to tell you is the one that James has already told you, but I'm going to put a different slant on it. So picture this, family barbecue, the sun's shining, everyone's out. This is 30 years ago, mind. All the family there, and our granddad used to make his own wine. He's a sinner. So, yeah, he is a sinner. So as a special treat, James was allowed to just touch the wine to his lips. Nothing more, that's it. Or so we thought. What was actually going on is he's snaffling everyone's wine. No one knows. And where did you end up, James? Go back a step. He rides his bike straight into the fish pond. Pissed as a fart. So Mum and Dad fish him out, clean him up, and put him on the couch where he promptly froze up all over it. So, I need you to decide, is this oh, sorry, I missed one spot. What did you blame it on, James? A dodgy tin of strawberries. Yeah, dodgy strawberries. So, help me decide by showing us red or yellow. Is he a saint who's just done by some pickled fruit, or is he a sinner who's drinking too much? Can you show us, everyone? Alex, what do you think, saint or sinner? It looks pretty much a sinner to me. There we are. So, story number 2. We're moving forward a little bit. We're moving on a little bit. Fast forward a few years to when I started going out drinking. So believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe, but there's 8 years between me and James. So when I first started drinking, James was not old enough. And Mum used to say, so where my bedroom was, I used to go through James's room to get to it. And Mum says to me, if you're going out drinking, you don't wake your brother up. So I always did as I was told. So I'd come in, shoes off, didn't turn the lights on, tiptoed through. Didn't make a difference because he was waiting. He booby-trapped the room. Think Home Alone. So there was wardrobe doors open, wallop. There is upturned plugs on the floor. There is tripwires, the lot. So I'm tiptoeing through in absolute agony, shut the door, pulling Lego out of my feet, and I hear him wetting himself laughing. Night, bruv. So is this saint or sinner behaviour? Is this the saintly waiting up for his brother, make sure he gets in? Or sinner trying to maim his brother? Oh, that's a bit more even, Alex. What are we going for here? Tories. I think that might just be saints. So we're on to a decider. Now we're fast forwarding to much more recently, and we're talking about the stag do. So there's a few people looking a bit nervous here, but we're all right. Don't worry. It does. You're right. But for those who don't know, we went and played golf in Portugal for James's stag do, and the night before, me, Dad, and Seth stayed with James and Alex in London, and Alex said to me, Make sure you look after him. Make sure he doesn't overheat, and make sure he drinks plenty of water. Sage advice. So, James took that straight on board himself. If he's overheating, you go for a swim. That's fair enough, isn't it? Is it fair enough if that swim is in the middle of a posh golf course, middle of the afternoon, with no clothes on? Saint or sinner? Place your bets. What I would say... Saint. What I would say is there's a turtle swimming around Portugal with 20/20 vision because he lost his glasses in there as well. So what do you think, Alex? Have you married a saint or a sinner? The people have spoken. What's your bet? Well, there we are. You're stuck with him, however it is. So now I'm nearly there. This is the serious bit and the bit where I'm going to try and not cry. And look, he's my brother, so I'm biased, but he's the best guy I know. He loves life. He lives it to the fullest. He works hard and he plays hard. He has time for everyone, and he'd give you the shirt off his back. Now I know you've seen his shirt, you wouldn't want them, but he would give it you. Look, he's the youngest sibling, and I know Mum found it really difficult when he was the last one to fly the coop. Dad not so much, he enjoyed the peace and the remote control, but it was difficult, and it was really difficult because he was the first one going to the big smoke. Now, it reminded me a bit of Dick Whittington, moving from the country to London to make his fortune. And I think a few others thought that, because they've called him that. We all worried how he'd gone on, but he's made his life up there and he's flourished. You all know he's not the shy and retiring type, and he's always the first and the last at the bar. And he'll talk to anyone, again, whether they want him to or not, but he will, and he's always got a story to tell. But he is also thoughtful and sensitive. He's only happy when everyone else is. He's always there when we need him, and he's been a real support to me in more ways than he knows. He's a brilliant brother, a brilliant son, a brilliant uncle, and I've no doubt he'll be a brilliant husband. I'm proud of you, mate. I love you. We're in the final straight, and I told you I'm a traditionalist, and tradition says I should end with a quote about marriage, and the best one I could find was this one. It's from some guy called Ivor, and I don't know who he is. But he said, "A good marriage is like a good trade. Each thinks they got the better deal." And if this is the case, James and Alex are well set, because they've both told me they think they got the better deal. And I think they're both right. So please, one last time, can we just, all of you can, please be upstanding for the final toast. To James and Alex, may your marriage be full of love and happiness. Here's to you, here's to your future, and here's to the best thing you both ever did. James and Alex.